Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Moving the Chains here on NBS Media. My name is Ashmere, and thank you for spending your morning with us. I know you're up early because we already had a 6:30 a.m. game here in the Bay Area, which is far too early for football, but I'm sure all my East Coast people were happy they got to wake up with a cup of joe and watch that game that is going on right now. I'm happy to have Joe and Thomas in today. Thomas, you made it. If you didn't make it, everyone was going to come for you.
Oh, bro. I don't think you have any idea how much of a blunder last week was. So yeah. I figured if I did it 2 weeks in a row, brother, screwed.
The emoji girl would have been there.
No longer a friend of the show. Get him out of here.
Yeah. No longer a friend. I'm an enemy.
So, how are you guys
glad
doing?
To be here.
Doing great. Doing good.
I'm doing good.
Pittsburgh Steelers, man, that defense is leaning on the Minnesota. Carson Wentz looked really, really good last week, but so far in this game, not very impressive.
Well, welcome to the Carson Wentz experience. Like,
I
mean, come on. But I mean, I didn't know what to make of this game. Me and Joe, we were talking about this earlier. Like, what do we make of the Vikings? Like, are they that? Like, what is going on offense? Is JJ McCarthy that much of a void that all of a sudden, like, you just one day you can put up 48 points and next week you just put up just 2 field goals going into halftime? Like, what's going on? I don't know.
It's like
I figured it out there, I guess.
It's just like the college experience, right? You create these big moments, and I feel like that's what really drives college games. That's why we watch them, right? They all of a sudden there's a fat play and everyone's freaking out and the kids are, flooding the stadium. So I think that's like what he's accustomed to. And so when he makes the big plays in halftime, you're like, okay, this could turn around. And then he's like, oh shit, we have a whole other half left, people. Buckle up. I don't know to make it. I feel like that's what it is.
That's pretty good. I can get down with that. That's a pretty good analogy. It's a pretty good breakdown.
Just the college essence is what gets you going.
They
it's still a baseball
again, actually.
Still got a little bit of time left in the third quarter.
What's the score?
It should be 14-6.
All right. So, Thomas, since your first time here, we're going to ask you, because I asked everybody when they come on to Moving the Chains, what is your hot take for this season? I know we're in week 5, but now you get a little bit of a cheat sheet, I guess, because you have an idea of what things look like. So what is a hot take that you have?
I think, given the way we're watching this team play, it can get very, very bad very, very quickly. And my hot take is that I think the Houston Texans might end up being the number 1 overall pick by the end of this year. Ooh. I'm serious. I don't know what's going on with the offensive line. CJ Stroud does not look like CJ Stroud from his rookie year. I love the defense, but the defense can only do but so much. I mean, of course, you have the Titans, you have the Saints, you have all these bad teams that are there, but I genuinely think that Houston is in a position right now where no franchise wants to be. It's like, okay, we were once here, now all of a sudden we're playing like this and we're here, and there's no answers. Like, I'm sorry, if you're trying to tell me that Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs were the reasons why we were legit last year and the year before, like, come on, what are we doing? So I would say that this what's going on in Houston right now can get very, very weird, really, really fast. So I would say that with the way they're playing right now, it could end up with them being the number 1 overall pick. That's my hot take, I would say.
That's a good hot take. I think
how did our boy CJ fall so far?
I know. I was just gonna say, from the CJ Stroud fan account, we were here, like, about to make sure.
I was there. I was there with it, and again, I don't, there's only so much you can put on CJ because of how bad the offensive line is. But my God, like, it's like, bro, like, some of these passes that he's missing on, it's like they're layups. It's like, come on, CJ. Like, the CJ I know from your rookie year, you would have You would have dotted that like without hesitation. Now he's failing balls, he's missing guys, and running around. It's weird, right? It's weird right now. The problem is certain teams we don't really know how to fix it, and that's what's going on in Houston. It's like, yeah, we have all these problems, but how can we fix it? I don't know. Like, do we just wake up and go back to 2 years ago where CJ Stroud was a rookie? Can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the answer is for that.
A lot of issues.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. I was posting our theme on Instagram. Sorry. I think that's a very good point because we have seen this Texans team losing Joe Mixon too. There's just a lot. There's a lot of problems that have surfaced since CJ was a star quarterback, where we're talking about he's taking this franchise to the next level, so and so.
Yeah, seemed like a long time ago.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Joe's hot take is still going strong. I think Aaron Rodgers, if he wins this game, I think Joe's hot take is doing very well, which was that Aaron Rodgers is still that guy at 77 years old. He can figure it out. He can do anything. I know. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers. You're watching.
Oh, you're good. It's your show.
Just kidding. All right, let's talk about the games that are to come. And this is going to be the second week we were talking about the Indianapolis Colts because they are 3-0. They have shocked the league. I think everyone is, in awe of what Daniel Jones has been able to put on the field and turn things around. Of course, the Rams fell short to Thomas's Philly last week in that crazy blocked punt return for a touchdown, which that was exciting. I really didn't think that was going to happen. And I want to hear, I guess we'll start with you, Thomas. The game was down the whole first half, right? Eagles were not looking good. And then you get 3 touchdowns in the second half with that combined block kick. What do the Eagles need to do to avoid any of that what do the Rams need to do to avoid going against that, like having that big of a deficit going into this half with the Colts?
Well, I'll start this off. When you are 3 of 10 on third down in any game, I mean, unless it is a blowout where the score doesn't matter, you're probably not going to win that game. They went 3 for 10 on third down last week, which is not something that is I don't know. I don't know how to describe. Like if I'm a Rams fan today, like it's very hard for you to say like, oh, we could have did this better or could have did that better. It's like we put up 26 points and it was 26-7. I don't know what else you want me to do. But I think getting better on third down, completing third downs, actually, continuing the drives is important. I would also say that, I would say lean into the running game a little bit more, because what I've noticed lately with the Rams specifically is that, you have Kyron, who's, the lead guy, he's getting his yards, but it looks like Blake Corum is starting to get more and more involved in the offense as well. And, especially over the past couple weeks, it's been, week 2, it was 44 yards, 8.8 yards per carry, and a touchdown. Well, last week, it was 53 yards, 6.6 yards per carry. So apparently, Sean McVay is starting to integrate him into the offense, and I do think that they do need to lean on that. I'm not saying that the Colts rush defense is like Baltimore right now or anything like that, but at the end of the day, if you can lean into that and find a way to win the time of possession and take it out of, I can't believe I'm saying this with a straight face, take the ball out of Daniel Jones's hands, I think you should be fine. I can't believe I'm even actually just having to say that right now. But that's what I say the philosophy would be. Start converting your third downs, continue your drives, and lean in on the running game and win the time possession. You do that, you take the ball out of Jonathan Taylor and the Daniel Jones led offense. You take that away, you don't have a whole lot of opportunity in that regard. So that's what I would say. That would be a fix for that.
All right, Joe, what are your thoughts on the Colts so far to start this season?
Man, playing with house money. A team that people had low expectations for them coming into the season. Obviously, you're undefeated. It's a great feel-good story. Daniel Jones' redemption tour is 3 weeks into it. Keep the good times rolling. I mean, something Thomas mentioned, which I definitely think is right from the Colts, is you have to keep on using that running game. I mean, Jonathan Taylor was one of the best running backs a couple of years ago. We forgot about him. He's been picked up, healthy. The offensive line, which they invested in, is definitely coming through. I said you rely heavy on the running game. You don't force Daniel Jones to drop back 35, 40 times, get the play action pass. Tyler Warren is a great tight end. We already knew that coming out of Penn State. He's been playing great. Got a really underrated wide receiver room. I think for the Colts, a lot of the stuff we thought was going to happen when they first drafted Anthony Richardson is happening now. Only difference is you have Daniel Jones at quarterback. And I think for their defense, it's a lot of no names. Like, unless you really watch ball and pay attention to football, most people can't even name 3 guys on the defense for the Colts. So I think if I'm in Indianapolis, we're going to run the ball, play action pass, play really good defense, and I think they have a really solid chance of being able to win this game this Sunday.
So I have a fun stat for everyone. The Colts have the least 3rd and long dropbacks in the NFL to start the season. I think that's attributed to the Jonathan Taylor success that you both touched upon. He's getting Daniel Jones in good position, that he doesn't need to chuck the ball all around the field and be relied on like he was in New York. I don't think that's going to be the same against the Rams today. I feel like it's going to look like a completely different team. I had my hot take saying they were a Super Bowl contender, so I made Thomas talk Rams. So what do you like from the Rams so far? Because I predict you guys will see each other again in the future.
Let me just say this now.
Say it now.
I'm about sick and tired of the Rams. I'm about sick and tired of the Buccaneers. And I'm about sick and tired of the Packers. In no direct order.
Okay, now that I got that off my chest, the Rams are good. The Rams are legit. Like I said, you would like for them to come. You would like for them to get better on 3rd down. So far this season, haven't done a great job of that. But as far as their offense is great. You've been putting up 26 plus points in all 3 of your games this year. So it's not like, you're not doing what you need to do to put yourself in a position to win. Your offense is doing your part. You have Devontae Adams, who has scored a touchdown in 2 straight games. You have Puka Nacua, who's had 91 plus yards in all 3 games so far. And you, like I mentioned earlier with the running game, like it's starting to be a well-oiled machine. It just doesn't look sexy like it did in the past. It wasn't a whole lot of big plays or anything like that where it was Nacua and Cup and they had arguably one of the best lines in the league. Like that's not really the case with them. But I like that. And then also their defense is legit. They have 12 sacks on the year. And they sacked us 4 times last week. So them getting to the quarterback is not something that they are not ignorant to. They'll find a way to get to him. But I would say those are the things that I am very proud of when it comes to the Rams, is that their offense is working. It's putting points on the board, and their defense is getting to the quarterback, which usually in any other, with any other game and any other scenario, if that's the case, you win. If your defense is getting to the quarterback and your offense is putting up points, you usually win the game. So the Rams have the right philosophy to win these games. It's just they just had a freak show last week, which can happen in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, now how it transpires, we'll never know. But that was a freak show last week. You don't score after the first, the first possession in the 3rd quarter. Like, you just don't score again like that. You couldn't foresee that happening. I damn sure couldn't. And I was an Eagles fan watching that game. Like, are they going to put up 50 on us? Like, what is going on? So yeah, but I think that's the takeaway with the Rams. Their offense is fine, but that's about it.
Just one of them games that they didn't have.
One of them games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I I think Joe touched upon all the pros and cons for the Colts already. So we'll find out where you guys are headed with your picks. Next, we'll talk about what else. We're bringing it back for Thomas. It's a big NFC day. All right. Last week, we already touched upon it. Crazy win for the Eagles. They came through. Specialty teams did what they needed to do and won the game in the end. So this game's in Tampa. It's a nice, hot 89 degrees or something with 50% projected rain. I think that's what the weather is. So the Eagles went there early to just get acclimated to the weather. Of course, I feel like I would do the same thing if I was going to Tampa. And let's give Thomas the Bucks. I feel like since you already said you love everybody so much, we'll just have you talk about the game. And I'd love to hear, let's start with Joe. The Eagles, we all said in the beginning of the show, week 1, well-oiled machine. They've got it all together. In this matchup, you're going against a team that's beat you twice in a row in the previous season, and they definitely have your number, are what everyone is saying. So what are the Eagles adjusting? Like, what did they do wrong last week that they don't even want to take into Tampa at all?
I would just say start off by leaning into your running game, and that's going to open up the pass. I mean, I think by now, anybody who's still saying that Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback might want to get their head checked. You saw A.J. Brown, remind everybody he is still that dude in the wide receiver position. So I think if I'm Philadelphia, I've seen a couple of articles, people posting on social media about the slow start for Saquon Barkley. I say you get Saquon the ball a little bit, get that running game going, kind of soften up that Bucs defense, and then you let Jalen Hurts throw the ball a little bit around the yard. I mean, you got the Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith. You have a great tight end room, like I talked about before, A.J. Brown. I think the running game will open up the pass for Philadelphia, and I think that if there's a weakness a little bit for Tampa Bay, it's going to be that secondary. Their front seven's pretty stout. It's going to take a really good effort from the Eagles' offensive line to open up running lanes for Saquon Barkley. So I say in the meantime, you let Jalen Hurts do what he does best, which is play action pass, use his feet, make them think about that quarterback threat of a run. I think that the Eagles' offense is starting to come around a little bit, and I think that they're turning back into that well-oiled machine we all expected to see at the beginning of the season. But I think, if I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm coming out the gates with heavy Saquon, and when they think that's all we're going to do is just run the ball, that's when we start throwing it and we use our advantage at the wide receiver position and tight end position.
All right, Thomas. The Bucs are lacking on the offensive side, right? We just lost Mike Evans with the hamstring injury, but they have Emeka Egbuka, who has been spectacular as a rookie. I think he's like superseded anything anyone has done in 3 games only. So for the Bucs defense, combating all the pros of your team that Joe just touched upon, what do you think the Bucs defense is going to look like today?
Well, okay. Before I get into that, there's a lot of things I need to get off my chest. I feel like CM Punk right now. Look, here's the thing, okay? I'm about sick and tired of the NFL. We do this every year. You make these schedules, and this happens now 2 years in a row, where it just so happens that all of a sudden you just have to have us go on the road to Tampa in week 4 in the hot Saharian desert. This is two years in a row that you've done this to us. Well, to me, and I don't care if we're a Super Bowl team or not. I'm tired of it. Stop doing it. Like, we can't play anybody else. We can't play them in like week 8, week 9. Like, look, like we have to play them in week 4 on the road. We have to do that. Really? It's our hidden assignment. And maybe it's one of those cases where it's like, that might change if you can actually beat them. But as far as the Bucs defense, I think it's one of those cases where, look, if I'm Todd Bowles, hey, that offensive line over there, everybody talks about how it's one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. They allowed 4 sacks last week. I think we can find a way to get to Jalen Hurts a couple times. If we can get to Jalen and disrupt that passing game to start off, then I think we'll be in good shape. If we can find a way to hold Saquon, who, by the way, like, it's not like the offense is not giving Saquon the ball. It's just like he just can't find any lanes right now. because everybody else's game plan is like, look, we are not going to have Saquon beat us. Like, we're not going to have him go for 215,000 yards. So it looks like a slow start. I just think it's more so of like defenses are game planning left and right to make sure that he doesn't get into a zone. So I would say if you can have pressure on Hurts, especially in the play action, that's going to be important. I do think that if you continue to stop the run, which they already do a pretty good job of that so far this year anyway, I think that helps a lot. And obviously, if you can find a way to turn over the football, which is something that Philly hasn't done a whole lot this year, but if you can find a way to turn over the football, I don't care if you're the best team in the league, undefeated or not, that will cause for trouble. Because when you look back towards the end of the game, it's like, wow, that one costly turnover. I don't care if it's going into halftime or not. We could have got some points there, and we didn't because we gave the ball away. So I would say those are the keys to the game for the Bucs defense. You know, get pressure on Hurts, continue to show your face when it comes to that passing game, especially in the play action, and continue to hinder Saquon. And if you can cause a turnover, you're in the best position to win. Again, I'm sick and tired of them.
Just a real quick update. Got 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's 21-6 Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is back in the red zone again.
Everyone, Joe, hot take is going high. Okay?
Just saying, man.
The believer of Aaron Rodgers is right here.
Old man's healthy.
It's a beautiful
I think
thing.
This would be a crazy game to watch in Dublin too. Like, there was a lot of Minnesota bars I saw on their Instagram. They had like a large fan base. I was like, I get the Vikings, of course, right? But like, yeah, it'd be tough if you went there and you're like, this is what Americans pay all their money for, so watch a game. Like,
before we went live, I saw an article that what's his name? Is it Skylar Thompson, backup quarterback for the Steelers, got jumped and robbed last night before he got back to the hotel. Talk about welcome to Dublin.
Really?
Talk about welcome to Ireland.
Yeah, that's messed up.
He's okay. I mean, lose his possessions, but wow.
Right.
Go abroad just to get jumped.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even want that happening.
Oh, your teammate that.
Yeah. Poor guy. All right, we're going to take a quick break, everyone, before we come back and talk about our final game, which I'm sure everyone knows what it's going to be. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere.
You are watching Team NBS Media. We are a digital media brand covering sports, entertainment, and lifestyle, with team members all across the country. Through our written content, podcasts, and video content, we bring you fresh and professional content. Interested in joining the team? Shoot us an email or DM.
In 2006, we founded Yeti Coolers with a simple mission: build the cooler we use every day if it existed. One that was built for the serious outdoor enthusiasts rather than for mass discount retailers. One that could take the abuse we knew we'd put it through, out in the field and on the water. One that simply wouldn't break. We decided early on that production innovation would come from necessity and first-hand experience, not from market research and data analysis. Today, Yeti products perform when it matters most. Whether that be an excursion into the remote Alaskan wilderness, chasing redfish on the Gold Coast, or just getting together with friends in the backyard, we make gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder. # built for the wild.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Moving the Chains here on Team NBS Media. My name is Ashmere. Good morning. And honestly, we're going to have everyone's favorite matchup, the next one. Ravens and the Chiefs. This game has a lot of weight to it, not just because it is two of the best QBs in the league, but the Ravens are coming off of 3 terrible fumbles. Like, everyone shook their head immediately. Like, it's just not like a good look for them. Sorry, my music's very loud. So I think this is a must-win, as everyone has said, in every single matchup for the Ravens to prove what is needed for them to advance in this league. And I think week 1 we had Jalen on, and he gave us the problems for Baltimore, and he broke it down as to what is holding them back from a contending team. If you haven't seen it, I'll share it later. And then we'll talk about this game first. So Let's go to Joe. Sorry, Jeff just texted me. Joe, start with the Chiefs, your favorite team. What is going wrong? What is their Achilles heel, in your opinion?
Man, there's so many issues with Kansas City. I would say, man, slow starts, a lack of a running game. I know that Isaiah Pacheco's the angriest man in football, but the angriest man in football needs to get more than 2 or 3 yards per carry. I think that not having Xavier Worthy as that deep threat and that gadget guy hurt them. He's back now. We'll have to see the separated shoulder, how he plays. I think that a lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas from Travis Kelce as far as balls bouncing off his hand, off his chest at critical moments. I think if I was Patrick Mahomes, I got to be super, super frustrated. A lot of points and big plays being left out in the field. I think on the defensive side of the ball, defense is playing okay. I mean, they're not playing as well as they usually play in the playoffs, but I don't think the Chiefs' defense is horrible. I just think on the offensive side of the ball, they got to figure it out, man. You got to get a rhythm, and you have to get some kind of running game. I know we got Clyde Edwards-Helaire back on the team, off the scrap heap. They got to figure something out to make their running game a threat. And then the guys on the outside and tight end, when you have a chance to catch a ball and make a play, you have to do just that, because that's when you get Patrick Mahomes forcing those balls in the tight windows or throwing the ball deep when he shouldn't, because he feels like if we already missed 2 or 3 big plays, I have to get this one. So then he's forcing the ball into harm's way, and you're seeing the results as being a turnover. But I think offensively, the Chiefs just a mess. And I think their defense, more times than not so far this season, has been holding them together. And remember, the loser of this game is 1-3, I want to say, if you lose this game. That's a tall order to come back from that and still reach your goals, which are both of these teams with Super Bowls. So it's like you said, this game is heavy. It has a lot of weight to it for sure.
Yeah, I think either of these teams going 1-3, it's going to feel like, is this not their season, right? I feel like obviously the speculations of what is wrong, what is not wrong, but we do see what is actually wrong on the Ravens side, and it is the costly turnover, which is like, you can't just blame one player. But I think when it comes down to those big moments and Derrick Henry's getting the ball punched out, which the Chiefs have been watching, they're definitely going to capitalize off that with this makeshift defense they've got going on. All right, Thomas, on the other side of the ball, what do you think Lamar Jackson is doing very well, even though they're having these unfortunate losses to close out games?
It ain't his fault. It's not his fault. That's the one thing he could say. If he had to be that guy to just be like, yeah, what are y'all doing? Because as far as I'm concerned, especially with last week, like, I threw for 288 yards and I had 3 touchdowns. Like, it ain't my fault. I'm not throwing turnovers left and right here. There's no picks coming off my hands. So I think with Lamar, I think he's becoming so proficient as a passer that I feel like, you know, especially with him winning MVPs and stuff, everybody kind of like, you know, scoffs at or whatever. But it really is incredible to see him be able to be effective over the middle with Mark Andrews. It's effective to see him throw the deep ball to Rashad Bateman. It's effective to see him, you know, pick and choose when is the good time to throw a dot or when to just start running around. You know, him being able to have the awareness that he does to pick his spots is something that is, I feel like he doesn't get a whole lot of credit for. We always talk about how certain quarterbacks are surgical, if you will, where they get to pick apart defense after defense and at any given play, you know, is because of how they're opening up the possibility for somebody to get the ball. You know, they just pick them apart that way. Well, Lamar is doing it a different way, where it's like, you know what, I don't really feel like throwing it deep. I'm gonna just hit Mark Andrews in the middle, or you know what, I don't feel like throwing it in the middle, so we're gonna hit Derrick Henry. Like, you know, we're gonna hit Zay Flowers on the slant. Like, whatever the correct play is, he does find a way to make it. And that's the one thing I will say about Lamar. It's like, this isn't on Lamar. But at the same time, it's not a one person thing. Actually, I just want to highlight how bad the defense is. Bro, I know they didn't have Matt BK last week. I know they didn't have Kyle Van Noy, but yeah, we're not going to blame just one guy. Just blame a whole defense, because giving up 30. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like they're just allowing 38 plus points in 2 of the 3 games so far. Now you can say, oh, it's Detroit, oh, it's Buffalo, but it's like, yeah, these are the teams that are arguably one of the best in the league. Like, if there's any time to show up on defense, it would be against them, and you're not.
Absolutely.
So when we get, when we come time to, playoff time, or getting close to the playoffs and stuff like that, like this is the stuff that we're going to think about and talk about. Like, all right, well, we know Lamar had a fantastic year, but that defense, like, can't do that. But it's not Lamar's fault. That's what I can't say.
They paid Kyle Hamilton a lot of money.
Right.
Man.
Just saying, that kid gets a lot of money.
Yeah. And I mean, I think, going into the year, Marlon Humphrey and Jair Alexander having that duo as a secondary, it's like, oh my God, the best secondary there is in the league.
Yeah.
All these points get put up on them. It's like, is everybody above 40 or what? Like, can't nobody cover anybody? Like, what is going on? So I don't know what the fix is for that. But I don't know. I don't have any answers. I don't think Matabike, coming back in the lineup is going to change anything. I mean, I love Matabike. He's one of the best, defensive tackles in the league, but come on. 38 points. Like, that's how much you're giving up. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
I also think Ashmere too. You got to remember that both of these teams play in a really good division. So if you go 1-3, you're pretty much out of it. I mean, right. I hate to keep beating the drum. Pittsburgh Steelers winning 24-6. That makes them 3-1. You look at the Chargers, who are undefeated. If you lose this game, either one of these teams, it's a long way back to be respectable just in your division, let alone trying to sneak in for the playoffs. This is like almost a playoff game pretty much for both these teams. I know we're super early in the season and people might think that's crazy to say, but I think it's that serious for both these teams.
No, I definitely was going to say that because I feel like what you see now is what you'll possibly see in the future. I don't think there's many changes the Chiefs offense can reel in. Yeah. Aside from bringing in Xavier Worthy today, right? Like that was a huge loss. So we'll see how the Chiefs offense, I mean, it's just like you're going to target him the whole time. There's not many other outlets that they're finding success with to the start of the season. And I think if the Ravens' entire defense and the secondary, like you just said, Thomas, doesn't clean it up in this game with the Chiefs offense that is struggling, it's like, something's got to give. What is the problem? It can't just be Derrick Henry's punch out week in and week out. It has to be attributed. Like there's two sides of the ball that need to manage the game. Yep. And can't all be on Derrick Henry's problem for scoring. You got to stop the points that are being put up as well. So
and I want to add to that because this is the reason why this game is as big as it is because this isn't like last year where when Baltimore started 0-2 and everybody was freaking out, then you looked up and they're 5-2. Like, it's not like that. It's not, this is not a scenario where Kansas City can afford to, I mean, it wasn't the case for them last year, but, where they could, drop a loss here, drop a loss there. The Chargers are legit. So this isn't one of those scenarios where it's just like you can get laid back because I can just go on a run. Next thing you know, I look up, oh, man, best team in the AFC. It's like, that's not how that works, especially with the division that you're in. Now, if you're Baltimore, like, I know we're speaking high register about the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, but it is still the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, it's a nursing home over there. So until, what I'm saying, I could see, them be fantastic on all fronts of the ball. Okay, then we can have a legitimate conversation where that's consistent. But that's not the case. And then we already know what's going on in Cincinnati, where I already said countless times, their season's done. Their season was done the moment that Joe Burrow was out. So
bad times.
There goes Cincinnati. And we all know how we feel about Cleveland, who looks like they have Ashmere at quarterback, me at quarterback, and Joe at quarterback. So I can't take
anybody with hands. Throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Hey man, I can get a win.
I can't take them seriously. So if I am Baltimore, like, is it a must-win game? Absolutely. But do I also feel like when it comes time to play these division games, would I be able to beat most of them, if not all of them, straight out. I don't see that much of a, I mean, maybe they split. Let's say best case scenario, they split Pittsburgh and they sweep the other two. Okay, well, in that case, that would put you in a great position to end up in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So with Baltimore, is this a must-win game? Kinda. For Kansas City, though, if you want that AFC West crown, you better try to win this game. Because if you don't, Chargers are taking it, and they are not giving it away. They are not giving it away.
Not at all.
I think another thing is Denver hasn't been as amazing as we all thought. They're getting a little better, but they're new. I think next week we should have like our big board of what the league looks like. Like we'll do how Thomas was like dropping everybody in his stinky. If you watch roundtables, we'll put them in there.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. See where everybody's bringing.
Vikings just scored, so it's 24-14 with like 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They scored a touchdown and got the 2-point. So 24-14, Pittsburgh leads.
Pittsburgh getting lazy.
Carson Wentz pulled this off. Oh my God.
No.
Internet gonna explode. Trying to tell you.
Fans would be able to be stopped.
We didn't do a pick 'em for this game, but I think I would have picked Pittsburgh. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, for the Ravens and the Chiefs, we know this is going to be major. I'll just put this back up. This was our final wrap for our show, and then we're going to talk our rapid fire picks. So everybody get ready for your picks of the week and drop your picks for – here we go. All right, I've got the games here.
Sweet.
Let's start with – honestly, there's a lot of great matchups today. It's kind of hard, except for this game. The Commanders and the Falcons. But my boy Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I was going to say he balled out last week, man.
Hey. I censored them on the Roundtable show. I'm going to continue the censorship of everybody that's in the NFC South that's not named the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Commanders and I think that is not even going to be a game. I think that when we're talking about and you get shut out 30 to nothing on the road, I don't care who it is, but especially with it being a division, if you're a fan of I'm sorry, we're not going to take you seriously. Let's do the Commanders, please. Please. Let's do it.
I didn't watch highlights of that game. I just saw the score and was like, wow. Carolina, when was the last time Carolina put 30 on anybody? I couldn't believe it.
Come on, please.
I had to go back and watch the highlights. See my guy Bryce Young finally not run for his life.
Right. Oh my God.
Like every time I watch him, that's all he's ever doing, running for his life. Literally.
Yeah, and that's all you hear. All you hear is like, oh, Bryce is bad. It's like, well, yeah, if my offensive line is a walking turnstile every time we step up to the field, I would be bad too. You would be bad too.
Well, he played really good when he came back after. He played really good when he came back from that benching last season. But like I said, this year has been kind of. But they've had offensive line problems even before he got drafted. So yeah, that's a whole other show.
How do we fix the Panthers? 101.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we've got Chargers and Giants. And before I get your guys' picks, I need to show you something. Last night, and sorry, this is only going to be half the screen because I don't know how to make it full screen. It's a screenshot. Is this real? Is this fake? I needed to bring this to your attention. So yesterday, I'll make myself big. Yesterday, this was trending on the internet. So it's a screenshot of Jackson Dart posting allegedly Justin Herbert's girlfriend, Madison Beer, and saying game day tomorrow. Jackson Dart starts for Russell. What do we think that looks like? Anyways, is it real? I don't know, but everyone's talking about it on the internet. And he immediately deleted this from his Instagram. Okay.
Of course he did.
Posted it. Somebody, of course, screenshotted it. The internet lives forever. And immediately deleted it. So now, with that in your pockets, are you going to pick the Giants to win or what?
I'm picking the Giants. I like Jackson. I'll lone wolf that. Cue the sound effect. I like Jackson Dart. I like the swag that kid has.
Tom is giving you the biggest side eye right now.
That's fine, dude. Did you see what the Giants offense was doing against
I don't know. The wolf was drowning you out. What'd you say?
So give the ball to Malik Neighbors, and they'll be fine. When
I
you
don't know.
go
He's coming
lone
off
wolf,
of that
pick a crazy
injury.
game. I'll pick this one.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
Apparently, it is real. It
Oh,
must be
so
real.
it was there. Okay.
It must be real because he had to delete it. Number one. Anytime somebody says they had to quickly delete something, they actually did it. Okay. That's number one. Because of that alone, the Chargers are going to beat them by 50. It's going to belt the ass. Oh my God. So many times in the NFL, like anybody will tell you, any team will tell you, we will never go out of our way to give a team bulletin board material because, you know, the last thing we need is to talk some trash. And next thing you know, we get lit up. Well, this is why you don't do that. Because if you were doing that with the Saints, okay, but you're not doing that. You're doing it with arguably the best team in the entire NFL. They're going to get blown out by 50. And it might be over before we even get to halftime.
Quarterback is not dating a superstar singer, okay, with 40 million followers on Instagram.
Man, it's all his fault. It's all his fault.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so everybody in the Giants locker room, they're going to be like, hey, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like Justin Herbert turned into Drew Brees meets Patrick Mahomes meets Peyton Manning in his prime. Like, why'd you do that? Blame him.
I'm writing down my pick. Giants.
Bro.
He didn't bring it
It's
into
going to go from bad to worse. Jeez Louise.
All right, I'm assuming you're picking Chargers. Thomas.
Say it again.
I'm assuming you're picking the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers for sure.
Me too. All right. Titans and Texans.
Ooh, that's a stinky 5 bowl almost.
Wait, don't do my boy Cam Ward like that. Okay?
No, I'm saying because Cam Ward is playing pretty good football. Everything around him, you see why Tennessee had the number 1 pick overall.
Yeah,
Put it that way.
for sure.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Oh, well, yeah, duh.
This is kind of tough, actually.
Bro.
Make your pick then, bro. It is rapid fire.
Because here's the thing. When you're talking about 2 0-3 teams, especially in a divisional matchup, like it's like, I mean, I guess I'll take them. I guess I'll take this team, but that's going off of like who's playing better than the other. I don't know. I want to say maybe Houston, but you know what? Switch that. I'm not even going to do this. I'm taking Tennessee to beat them.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not even gonna. I'm not
going to go Houston just because they have the better defense. Will Anderson and those guys will have Cam running for his life, so I'm going to go Houston.
Yeah, I'm picking the Titans too. So you're lone wolfing on a Houston team, but I don't. If they win, it will be for the defense. But I just got to get Cam Ward, give him that W against a team we're talking about that is majorly struggling. All right, next up, we've got Eagles and Bucks, which we've already talked about, 10 a.m. slot. That's how crazy the games are today. They're in the morning.
Mm-hmm. I ain't going against my home team. So there's that.
All right, Joe.
I don't know. It's a tough one.
It is tough. Very tough.
I'm going to pick the Eagles. Only because I think A.J. Brown went to Jalen and said, deal me the ball.
I'm going to go Eagles because no Mike Evans. I know that Chris Godwin's back for the Buccaneers, but he had a serious injury, been out for a real long time. I'll go Eagles.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're unanimous. That's never a good sign. All right. Panthers and Patriots. Another boo-boo rule.
Womp womp.
I go Patriots.
You go Patriots?
Yep.
There's a part of me that feels like the Panthers could win this game. And I feel like because of that, I'm going to go with the Panthers.
Okay.
They might ride off of a high. hey, we dropped 30 points on the like, you know what I mean? So because of that,
win game.
yeah, like it's our first win of the year. I think we can capitalize on it. We're going up against a team in the Patriots that gave the ball away like it was free groceries on a Saturday morning. Like, I mean, come on, bro. 5 turnovers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Carolina. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's totally fine. It's still the Patriots who have Drake May and have a lot more weapons than Carolina. But I could see Carolina riding off that high from last week, beating and finding a way to just do it again.
I'm gonna pick the Patriots just because of the weapons you just mentioned, and I also think this is a fat fantasy flurry. Like, if you got any players in this game, you're gonna get points. Okay, this is gonna be a lot of passing. Like,
I do have the Patriots tight end on my team. I have to make some adjustments after I get off here.
Hunter Henry is a must start, everyone. Okay, he had 29 points last week.
Oh yeah, for
He's
sure.
on my bench. He's on my bench. I think I have him on my
29
bench.
points last week. Do not miss out on that. All right, next game we've got Saints and Bills. I don't even think we need to talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna go Bills. And keep
I
moving.
don't know what we're worried about.
Wait.
Picking the
You
Bills,
said
picking the
the Bills are playing the who?
Oh, sorry. You gotta hit me with the sound effect because I don't have that board.
Okay. The
They're playing
Bills.
the New Orleans.
We're not even going to go no further.
Perfect. All
Saints
right.
fan. Sorry.
The Browns and the Lions.
Come on. Moving on. After the Lions put 50 on them.
You say that this Browns defense is no joke. I
Okay.
mean,
The Packers, like,
the Packers should have won that game. Jordan Love had a moment of insanity.
bro,
that's when the
that
call
pick,
came in.
I was like, come on now. Come on, Jordan. What was that?
Lions will win. They might not put up 50, but the Lions will win this game.
Yeah, I think the Lions
Come
will
on,
pull it
David
out, but I think it's going to be a lot closer. Yeah. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. I really do. I think this Browns defense is legit. Yes. Yeah, but it's Lions. Yeah.
It is 4th and goal, and Pittsburgh is going for it.
The Jaguars at the 49ers.
49ers. 49ers.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick
I'm Jags.
Okay.
All right, Bill. Be careful now.
That's literally the reason why I did it. Literally why I did it. Going Jags.
Right.
Man.
If you have not watched the Roundtable Ranking Show, Bill had Jacksonville in his top 10. That's why we're laughing, because the graphic came up and everybody said, Bill, what in the world did you see that we didn't see from that game?
Trevor Lawrence fighting for his life, man.
Fighting for his life.
In respect to Bill, though, because the one thing I always say about those who are on the show, if you're going to make a top 10 list, if you can give me a legitimate reasoning for why they're there, all right. Yeah. At that point, if you don't agree with it or agree with it, that's up to you. That's when it becomes subjective. But in fairness to Bill, he did bring up some solid points as to why they're there. You may not agree with him.
Yeah.
May not agree with him, but they were very valid. And but I just go with the 49ers just for the simple fact that they have me, you, and the audience playing at quarterback, and they're still finding a way to win with their defense. It's like, bro, it's like what is going on? So I would say the 49ers just off of that alone. It's impressive what they're doing.
Colts and the Rams.
Oof, this is a tough one.
It's tough, but is it? I'm picking the Rams. I don't want to see the Colts, but
yeah. I don't want to mess up my record by going alone with too many times, so I'm going to go Rams. I want to pick the
Jags
Colts.
were your breaking point.
I want to pick the Colts, but I'll pick the Rams.
Yeah, I think it'll be the Rams. I think this is the best defense they've seen so far this year.
Yes,
they might come down to earth a little bit. I would say.
Oh my God, the Bears and the Raiders. Okay, can Geno beat the Bears? No.
I'm going to pick the Bears. I think that what we saw from Caleb Williams last game was his coming out party. He builds off of that.
Thomas, don't tell me the Raiders are one of the teams that you black out because I have to say their name.
No, but they're getting pretty close. Ashmere, I love you.
No, they're this close.
We are, but boy, oh boy, they are this close.
They
are what
the ball. Like, would Jeffrey get the ball? Like, what's happening here?
You're
Pete Carroll
like
pounding ground.
$500 to go to Vegas to watch that. So that's what they're gonna. They're playing in Vegas today too. So
that's not an enjoyable.
I'm gonna pick the Raiders because I have to. It's my moral obligation, but I'm not happy about it. All right, Thomas, who's your pick?
We can go Chicago. For me.
Okay. All right, cool. Next,
you're missing the rapid fire, Thomas.
Ravens and Chiefs.
I'll say Kansas City. I'm gonna say it.
Kansas
City needs this game more.
I can't go against my boy Mahomes.
Your boy.
Yeah.
You know I'm going Baltimore. If you watch this show ever, you know I'm not picking Kansas City. I'm picking Baltimore.
I get it.
I had to pick the Raiders to pick the Chiefs. Not going to happen. All right, Packers and the Cowboys. This is also going to be a very enticing game.
So, pause. 3 minutes left in this game. Wentz just threw a bomb to Jordan Addison, who's back from suspension, tackled at the 1 yard line. So it's 24-14.
Holy hell, no.
3 minutes left, and the first and goal for Minnesota. Addison, wow.
You know what? The people are hyped. They're like, this is why this is why Americans love football. It's really turned around. In the beginning of the show, I said, this is why Americans love football. And now they're sitting there thinking, this is why Americans love football.
This is crazy. Anyway, I'm going to go Green Bay. I could never pick Dallas in anything in life.
Oh, for sure. And I think by default, I would just love to see Micah Parsons just sack Dak like a million times. Just over and over and over and over and over.
To sack your friend, you know?
And every time he does, he points it on his box.
Just point to Jerry. Yeah.
You know he knows where it is.
Yeah. Right. Just put so much salt in the wound.
We got 2 Monday night games, the Jets and the Dolphins.
Horrible games.
Yeah, and then the Bengals and the Broncos.
I'm going to go Dolphins on the first game. I picked Dolphins.
Okay, wow, that's insanity.
The Jets have who's playing quarterback?
You're right.
And then the second game is
Bengals and Broncos?
Oh, I go Broncos. It's a sad times in Cincinnati.
I'll go Jets and Broncos. The one thing I will say about New York is that they're fighting hard. You may not, find the fact that their quarterback is, their quarterback play is legit or not. That's up to you to decide on how you feel about that. But the rest of the team, their defense is, duh. Hell, they're 0-3 for it. But, I do think that they are fighting hard for Aaron Glenn, which is something that I don't care what your record is. If you're able to do that on the field for your coach to see, that's more of a highlight than winning the game.
It wasn't like they got blown out. They competed that whole game. So I'm picking the Jets too against the Bucs last week. They really came through. So I'm picking Jets. You're lone wolfing on the Dolphins.
Man, what is going on? And Joe, are you okay? Like. A lot of lone wolfing going on.
I only did 2. What are you talking about?
There's somebody I need to know.
Minnesota just scored. The Vikings just scored.
And Houston, okay? He lone wolf on Houston. I don't think that's a big deal.
I think he's still shot from the Giants pick.
Oh, well, yeah. That one's crazy. We gave you the data of why the Chargers were going to win, and you were like, no, don't give me the answers to the Jets.
I'm picking the flaggy QB and a good front seven.
Right. Oh my god, I can't believe this is a game right now. It's 21-24.
Yep.
All right.
This is why Americans love football.
Up to Aaron to feel it.
Right. Oh man.
That's all the game? That's all of them?
I think that's all of them.
We're good to go.
I wrote all my picks down. I always forget.
Oh, Thursday. Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah. We always forget Thursday.
All right, Thursday, Niners head to LA to face the Rams.
Ooh, I'm going to go Rams.
Okay.
Oh man, another NFC West matchup.
Bro,
back-to-back
it's hot
weeks.
in the NFC. I swear, the NFC is on fire.
That's an easy one.
Let's go with the Rams. I'll go with the Rams.
Come on.
Yeah, bro.
We're unanimous, I think. We're unanimous on the Rams.
Yeah, because I'm at some point the shoe got to drop. It got to.
For the Niners.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I just feel like whoever decides to play for the Niners has like they have like a little clause. We all talked about Shamar Stewart, the whole contract situation over the offseason. I feel like there's a clause in the 49ers contract that if you decide to play with them, the chances of you getting hurt and possibly being out for the year is on the table. They'll cover your expenses. They'll cover, your recovery. They'll cover all of that. But just know in advance that you are going to get hurt. And it might get ugly. Like, I feel like there's a hidden clause nobody know about.
No, it's not their fault. It's just that's their fault. Yeah, they're injury prone. Like Ricky Pearsall is a young guy. How is he? He's like not susceptible to that. I don't know. It's just like it's a fluke. It's a fluke.
It's been like that for a couple of years down there. Hopefully they can figure it out for sure.
Yeah, they just have a lot of bad luck with that. I don't know what you do to.
It's that.
I don't know. Like, how do you fix that?
That
or do you?
There's bad juju in Santa Clara.
It might be. They can switch stadiums to Cincinnati so Joe Burrow can stay healthy.
Sure. Or
bro.
All right, everyone. I'm gonna let you watch the last 2 minutes of this game. If you've been tuning in this entire show, we appreciate you. Thank you, Thomas, for being here. Thank you, Joe, not Jeff. And everyone have a great afternoon. Enjoy the games. Play Hunter Henry. And next week, we're going to add some more fantasy into the show because we obviously need to talk about our teams and how we're doing. Have a great week. Be sure to subscribe to Team NBS Media everywhere you are. And thanks for tuning in.